Today's video, we're going to be taking this 86 litre on-deck mini pond that I made out of a really big plant pot, and we're going to be using some trash to make an overflow system on it, because it's really nice to be able to just trickle water in and have water trickle out and not worry about your baby goldfish going down the drain. Okay, so I took the label off. Let's just prepare the bottle. All we need to do is unscrew the lid, and then we just need to remove this black ring here, because that's going to get in the way. So I'm going to do that using my Leatherman. Excellent, so we've got that off. That was nice and easy. But what we're going to do now is we're going to put this cap to the side for a second. This bit here is the bit that we want to concentrate on. This is going to be inside the pond. It's going to be the bit where our seal is created. All this stuff here, outside the pond. Let's get set up somewhere around. Yeah, well, you know what? Let's make life easy on ourselves. Let's go here, and then if needs be and we want it out of the way, we can just spin this around. But I think that'll do just fine. Okay, hole marked up. I'm going to need to just measure this, find the right drill bit, and we'll get this one removed. Before we do that, I think I might just drop the water level just a bit. I'm using the cup on the inside, make sure that no loose shavings get inside the pond where the fish can get them. Back in with the 25mm drill bit. We've got a pile of hole, we'll be alright. Now you're going to want to take your time with this part. What you don't want is any of these plastic parts going in the pond. If a baby fish ingests those, that'll be a nightmare. Well, that'll be my drill dead. Perfect. Now, we have our hole, which is perfect. It's gone through. But the bottle doesn't quite fit. But you know what? That's okay, because what we want to do is we want to just ease on up to making it exactly the right size. So what I've got here is a half round file, and I'm just going to take out little bits and make my way kind of up to the point where we're at the right size. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of taking from the inside out, and that means that I'm pulling any little pieces out with it. Basically, you don't want to be putting pieces of plastic into the pond. Bad idea, bad for your fish, bad day altogether. So spend a bit of time. This is going to take some time, so I'm going to leave this. Well, look, I'll catch up with you once it's all done. The other thing that I've got is this Aquamate, which is a sealant. Now this has been open, but I just popped the seal and I knew it still got some squish to it. I think I can get a bit out there that's absolutely perfect. We only need the tiniest amount to basically plug all this. Now you can see I gave the bottle a pretty hard time. That's okay, because the bottle is actually going to be getting, well, that needs to come apart there now. So I think that's going to be the next process that we'll do. And to do that, pretty easy. Just going to use little snips. Snips was fine, but just to make life a little bit quicker, switch to a scissors and it worked. Sure. Now you can see this is what we're left with, and this is absolutely perfect. I am going to sort out the edge of it here. There's a couple of sharp pieces, but basically what you can see is we have a little bit of a flared end. The width of this I think is going to be perfect just for a little zip tie, which I'm sure I've got knocking about. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to pull a bit of a filter net over the top of that, zip tie it around, and that's going to be the perfect way of preventing stuff from getting down in here. It shouldn't be. Keep it inside the pond. And yeah, I think we can just a bit more tidying up and almost ready to get this installed. So this is an old net that I have, and as you can see, it's seen better days. I just usually use it for duckweed, but I think it's the perfect net for, well, why don't we pop that over here? Ain't no baby goldfish going through that. And there we go. Took two zip ties, because the ones I had were that small that didn't quite go around it, but that will do nicely. We're going to go with a nice big bead of silicone. I'm going to get this all cleaned up here now, because, well, see, it's a bit of algae and stuff there. That's no good, and there's a little bit more tidying up I'm going to do here. Now, this is all cleaned up here, and the temptation could be to put a bead of silicone around here, but the thing is, because this is an interference fit, that will clog up all the threads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a bead of silicone in here, so that when I push it in, the last thing that's going to reach it will be the bead of silicone. And then I'll come back in and I'll seal all around it as well, and that should do the job. Now this bit's going to be the awkward part, but hopefully screw it in. I'm finding it's the best way to do it, but It's this part that I want to go all the way in right away. Try to snug it up to it, but it's not easy. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, now this gives me an opportunity to squeeze out. Try and get a nice seal around it. Top is not the important bit though. It's the bottom side is the really important bit. It's all important. I think that should do it. Seems to be sealed all the way around. Not to be any gaps. Worst case scenario, the lowest the water line gets up to is the base of the hole. But really, we wanted to come up where it was, somewhere around halfway up this. That's what we'll be doing with the bottle cap once this is all sealed. Now, I am going to put the bottle cap on now, just gently get it started. Put that in there just enough, perfect. And I think to just leave this dry. Should cure pretty quickly in this weather, but we're going to leave it till tomorrow. Just be on the safe side. Go back 24 hours. See how she's looking. Not quite 24 hours later, almost, but what I can't get over is how much this red stem parrot feathers after grown. Love that plant. Yeah, everything is doing. It's all cured nicely. Lid is going on and off without. Yeah, it's actually holding up much stronger than I thought it'd be. So now all that we need to do is just basically fill this and do a quick leak test and see. Well, just make sure that there's no water coming out of here, because that's what this is supposed to do when it's like this. Let's get some water in here. Mind you, it's not going to fill very quickly if you keep drinking out of it. There's baby goldfish in there. Oh my goodness. Probably can't see them with all the algae, but they're down there all right. My goodness, right. Maybe this thing will fill now. Now, this is at about the level where I want it to be. So far, it's not looking too bad. Oh, yeah, I think we might be good. Yeah, there we go. The water level. Well, you can see it's moving through there. Oh, at a fair pace, so we can see it does let a lot of water out. Now that's a little bit better, I think. Got this is the tool I'm using anyway, so well, basically we're going to be taking that little section out of it. Now, the reason we went ahead and we made those marks while it was installed is because we know that's going to be the top when it screws on. It'll only screw on one way, so we're going to cut out a little slot there. That's going to let the water flow through. That's going to work out really nicely. And you can see here from the flow test, this is way more than we're going to get, well, hopefully, in any sort of rainstorm. Should work a charm. Excellent. This is working perfectly. So I have a little trickle coming in. More than enough capacity for the flow to go out, and this water having algae in it now at the moment, they don't want to just dump straight into this pond. Yeah, because that'll end up going super green. So I'm going to run a long, slow water change, water trickling in here and going into here. We can use that on the plants. That's going to be perfect. And yeah, I think, you know what, super happy with this. Obviously the main concern that I've got, like, would always just be this thing getting blocked up. At the end of the day, it's a filter screen. Any filter screen can get clogged up. It's just going to be up to me to just come out here and clean this periodically, and I'm out here all the time. The other thing is, if I have, like, I know there's going to be a ton of rain or storms or anything like that, I can always just, you know, take the cap off. This one here, I think we're going to call a win. And obviously what I'll do is I'll be able to spin this around so that I can run a trickle of water in here, and that water, when it's going out over the edge, just goes in there, which leads into the pond through the wetlands bog filter. So yeah, this is going to work out really nicely. Super happy about that. Grand total cost, not. There was potentially another way that this could have been done, and that's through plastic welding, and I did even give it a try. And that's where you basically melt the two plastics together. Now in this case, the materials were just a little bit too different between the pot, which is 100% recycled material, which we do like. We like the recycled stuff around there. But it was a little bit too different from the actual plastic on the bottle. Now you can check the plastic type. It's a little triangle that's on it, and it'll be on everything in your recycling bin, including the recycling bin itself. It's made of plastic, you should have that little triangle. It'll have a little number and the type of plastic it is. But the thing is, the only way to really make sure that they're going to work together is by doing some test samples, and that's going to take a couple of extra things into account, including the thickness of the material, because if you've got a really thin bit and a really thick bit, thin bit's going to fry and curl and warp before the thick bit starts melting properly. If you're going to do that, there's tons of videos on plastic welding. And the other great thing is, bottle caps and these kind of things, there are tons of 3D prints designed and readily available. What? Seeds everywhere. They're driving me crazy. Anyway, there's tons of options for like the threads of a bottle cap like that. Yeah, tons of 3D printed options available out there that you can put different spouts on, connectors and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I went for this. It gives me some kind of options. It's adaptable, and I've got 3D printers. I can just 3D print out little connectors for this, and you know, I can have whatever I want set up going with it, so it's super handy like that as well. So that is it. It's after working out nicely. I hope this helps. If it does, and if you try it on your pond, let me know for sure, and I hope you take the time to leave a comment, subscribe, hit like, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.